Yo, welcome back to Room 510. Sorry I've been lacking on this, you guys. I apologize. We just had a lot going on. No excuse because I told myself that I was going to get to it and I was going to do it. And I was lacking. I was lacking. I'm not going to lie. But this is just me opening up to the mental health genre that I'm willing to stick with. And it's just me opening up about myself right now. I know that I kind of sort of did an episode like this, but it's going to be different because I'm going to give more depth about me, myself, what I've experienced, what I've been through, and different things like that as I play around with my mic, trying to get it all taken care of for you guys. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna just dive in. Once again, I appreciate everybody tuning in, checking out the podcast. Although I have been lacking, you will see me drink water, eat fruit because it is going to be a long podcast. I am going to break it up to different segments though. I'm gonna try my hardest not to keep looking into the camera, but then again, I'm gonna have to keep looking into the camera. Um, doing different angles, trying to figure out things. So you get a better side of my ugly side, better side of my best side. but yeah, I think I'm gonna just go right in. I'm gonna just start with the family background. Um, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I feel like nobody's perfect. Um, Even when it comes to family, like we can throw the perfect word around, like oh this person is so perfect and so on and so forth and different things like that. But I don't feel like perfect for an individual is just a thing, if that makes sense. I'm gonna turn my vocals up. Give me 1 second. Y'all gonna see me go through a lot here today. I'm getting back into there we go. I'm getting back into everything. But I mean, let's be real. Growing up, I don't want to be that individual that's like, oh, because I didn't have a father. Um, a lot of things didn't go as planned because I didn't have a father. I never wanted that to be the case because let's keep it real. At a certain age, we know what the fuck we doing. We know what we're doing as humans. We understand what's going on, and it's not going to be that father thing, not having a father type situation. Um, but in a weird sense, some things I do believe some things can only be taught by our moms, our ladies of the family, and then some things can be taught by the men of the family. I do believe that, but I had multiple uncles in my family. I still have. I don't know why I said had. Still have multiple uncles in my family that want to see us do great no matter what. Uh, Me, I was just always a troublemaker. Out of the four my mom had, I was always a troublemaker. Don't ask why, don't ask how. I was just always a troublemaker. I always got into trouble. I was always the one on punishment, looking out the window. Can D come out? Can D come? Nah, he in trouble. That was me. I was always the worst of the kind. I wasn't doing so well in school, but I found a niche. When I was in what was that middle school, I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Robertson. Everybody got that teacher that want to hand out snacks. That love the kids. You know, that just click with the individuals. Yes, he was black, but he was just a solid all around teacher, and he was a math teacher. Um, so I found out it's crazy because when I go to his class, it's these things called double periods. I'm pretty sure every state has that. It's a double period. Basically, on Thursdays you guys do the odd classes, and then on Friday you do the even classes. It's three classes for like multiple hours, and so on and so forth. Um, so I would always take his class in double period. So it was always a situation. Once those days occurred, we had a test. And in his class, it's math. I found out that I was really, really good with numbers. And I found out once I go to sleep in his class and wake up and take the test, I can go back to sleep. So I was struggling in his class. I was struggling in his class, and I had this he was like my homeboy Owen. So I when you walk into the classroom, I was sitting on the far right, and he was next to me, and we would always talk shit and just me not paying attention. He was always paying attention. um, but then when that double period started kicking in, it was still early in the school year when that double period started kicking in. After the first test, Mr. Robinson was like, "Hey, do you not understand what's going on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, to a certain degree, I do get what's going on. But it's just me not wanting to pay attention because I don't want to be in here for that long." And we had a whole meeting. It wasn't a whole meeting, maybe like 30 minutes or so. He talked to me. He quizzed me on a few things, and I failed flying colors. I'm not gonna say I passed. I failed that thing, flying colors. Um, but he realized what the situation was. Me not obviously paying attention to what's going on was the situation, but he knew that I knew it because I was on track to get some of the answers, but I deviated. And that's just me not paying attention. So double period came around, boom, went in there, failed that test, failed it, completely failed it. I'm not gonna over exaggerate. I bombed that test. And then the following week, I don't know what made me so tired. Like I was just exhausted. So I can't. Oh, maybe because it was right after lunch. His class was right after lunch. Maybe that made me exhausted. But I came in and sat down, getting ready to do the test. Um, I passed out for like 15 minutes or so, and he was teaching and everything. Everybody was waking me up, but I kept sleeping. Um, I woke up to take the test. Boom, I'm taking the test. Gave it back to him. Went to sleep. Um, this is when I found out I was really good with numbers. If I was able to go to sleep. He gave me the test back, and it was an A. He was like, "What did you do?" I was like, "I don't know, because I didn't study. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. No, I didn't study. I don't know." He was like, "So you do know what's going on?" I was like, "I don't know." So he gave me another test, and I failed that test miserably again. It was just like to see where my mental capacity was with what was being presented to me, and I felt that miserably. And he was like, "This doesn't make sense." So the following week, I did the same thing. Came in, went to sleep, woke up, took the test, went back to sleep. He was like, he was like, "So if you don't go to sleep in my class, you're not going to pass. But if you go to sleep in my class, you're going to pass." I was like, "Look, I'm just taking a test. Like I didn't know that was something that I needed to incorporate." Um, but I did it. I started to do it, and I aced this class. And people would be like, "Oh, Mr. Jackson is asleep," and so on and so forth, and boom, 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 boom. Mr. Robertson would always say, "Leave him alone. He's passing. Like it's nothing, it's nothing that I could say or do. He's passing. He's acing the test. Like every test I give him, he passes." The principal walked in one day and seen that I was sleeping, and Mr. Robinson had to explain to the principal, Mr. Nakamura, like, "Man, my memory's good. Jesus Christ." He had to explain to Mr. Nakamura, I'm sorry, the vice principal, Mr. Nakamura, like, "Yeah, I don't, he sleeps, but he passes. So I can't say nothing, and I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let the kid sleep and let him do what he's doing. It's working, so I'm not gonna stop it." Um, so they just let me sleep, and that's when I found out I was really good with numbers. So I tried to implement that in the rest of the classes. Nah, bruh. That shit didn't work. I failed miserably on all of them tests, but I still somehow passed. I don't know, but yeah, I bombed that. Like it was just in math. I failed them things miserably. I was telling the teachers with confidence, like, let me sleep, and then wake me up. We'll take the test, so on and so forth. And they did, but I failed. I was like, well, I guess it doesn't work in these classes. But yeah, so I don't even know how I got on that topic, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that having a dad made me choose a lot of my life choices. I mean, not having a dad in my life made me choose a lot of my life choices. But it's crazy because my first summer job, and this is a story for everybody. My first summer job. Hold on, give me a second. I told you I was gonna drink water. Sorry about that. My first summer job was working with kids. Um, Basically, like every city has this one home park for summer school. Ours was Young Adult Project, aka YAP, YAP. And that was just like the threshold for everybody to enjoy summer. All the kids to enjoy summer. The teenagers would go up there play basketball, football. You know, it's just like a summer program per se. So that's where I was working for the first year, and that I started working. And boy, those kids was bad. I realized, like, God damn, was I this bad? Like, them kids was horrible. But we would take them on field trips. Like, we would go to Willard, go swimming, go to different type of parks, San Pablo. Just so many things. We would do so many things with those kids, and it was one of the situations where all of my family basically grew up there, and I'm trying to draw it out for you guys. It was maybe a couple blocks, maybe like 3 blocks where I was born and raised. So our family was very like into that program, and my auntie was always working there. So we just basically incorporated that basically. Um, but the story goes on. So I didn't have a cell phone or anything, but working that job with those kids, it opened my mental a lot. And when I say a lot, for somebody as young as I was to be going through this situation of what I'm getting ready to tell you guys, it was rough for me honestly, and I didn't realize how much of an impact it actually had on my mental capacity. So working the first 2 weeks with the kids, just teaching, like showing them how to do their homework, mentoring, tutoring, feeding them, watching them take naps, just making up the schedules and everything. 2 weeks passed by. So within those 2 weeks, I was really connecting with these kids, these specific kids. Um, it was Diamond and Kyrie. Really, really built a connection with them for some odd reason. Don't know why. Really built a connection with those two, and they started calling me Big Brother and different things like that. Um, Mind you, the adults there know who I am, because of my family, and my older sister Lizzie. I call her my older sister. She's been around our family forever. So, one of my older sisters, Lizzie, she was working there, and she's great. She's an excellent singer, excellent mom. She's awesome. Um, she she noticed that I was connecting with those kids a lot, and we couldn't figure out why I was connecting with those kids. But be mindful, nobody knows like anything. Like we don't know anything. Like we're trying to figure out why I'm connecting with these kids, and because it was multiple situations where they'd be like, "Hi, brother," and kids is always gonna be kids. If you have that connection with those kids, it's just family. It's nothing but love. And let's just speed it up. Fast forwarding, um, I got paid. My mom was coming up there to. It was my first check. My mom was coming up there to take me to get my first cell phone, my actual cell phone. My mom had me messed up, giving me a little raggedy ass flip phone. But I love her. But goddamn, no. But she was taking me to get go get my phone, and I think it was it a Nokia. It was a. I'm pretty sure it was a Nokia, the black and gray flip phone with the big ass camera on front of it, and then they had the slim rectangular one. So it was either that one or or the flip phone. I'm pretty sure my OGs will know what I'm talking about. So that's the phone I went to go get. Thought I was a shit. Had a clip on the waist. You feel me? Like going crazy. Nah. But that's the phone I went to go get. And before that, now this is the part that it really didn't make sense to me. I know my stories be everywhere, but it's y'all, you guys can place it all together. My stories be everywhere, but before that happened, my mom came up there. She was like, "Hey, you ready to go?" So before she came to me, she met this guy, um, and was talking to this guy, talking to this individual. And I came up. I'm like, "Hey, mom, ready to go?" And he stared at me, and I looked at him, and I didn't care about it. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." So the kids that I was connecting with came up to him and was like, "Hi, dad." Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, "Wait, what?" Okay, that's his. That's the dad. Um, because why is he staring at me? So me being a teenager, I wasn't really tripping about the shit. But when I sit back, I'm just like, okay, maybe I did somewhat know, but really didn't care. But my mom was like, hey, just blatantly, just out the blue, she was like, hey, this is your dad. I was like, wait, what? It caught me off guard. And the first thing the kid asked me, after my mom told me that was my dad, he was like, do you want to change your name to son? I thought he was saying to son, like Toson. He was saying Toussaint, like his last name. I'm like, no. Why would I? What? No. Why would I change my last name? And we just got introduced, and it's been 15 years, and you just now stepping into the. You're trying to step into the role to convince me to change my name, and I just met you like 5 minutes ago. That played with my head a lot. So I realized why I was connecting with those kids after I just put everything together. Obviously, it just fucked with me. Like at that time, we're not really tripping. It's just like, all right, let's go. I'm ready to go get my phone. I don't care about this. I want to go get my cell phone. Let's go. And that's just the mentality that everybody has when they're excited to go do something. It's just like at that age, it's just like I don't care about this. I want to go, get my phone. But my sister Lizzie came up. She was like, I actually walked off, and for some reason I blocked this out of my mental. I actually walked off after that was said, and Lizzie was like, "Are you okay?" I don't know how she knew, or like I know she had some type of a feeling, but I'm not too sure how she put two and two together. I guess it was just the mannerism that I walked off. Um, but she was asking me like, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, I don't even know. I don't I don't know how to react. I was numb. Like I was still excited to go get my cell phone, but I was still numb about the situation because I didn't know how to react to the situation because it was just brought to me like that. Um and I went into the auditorium, the gym, and she followed me. She was like, "What? So what do you want to do?" I'm like, I don't know. I I don't know. I seriously don't know right now. I just want to go get my cell phone. I was like, why though? And I ended up, like I said, this is like the part of my brain that doesn't want to like cope with this. I ended up breaking down, and I'm like, why am I crying when I don't care? Um, and I asked myself that over and over, like, why am I crying? I don't care. And I guess it was just, and I still to this day never figured it out. And I guess it was just one of the situations where it was me being young and figuring out and being in that I'm not gonna say horrible situation, just being in that situation, not knowing how to react to things, and I- my bad, y'all. Being in that situation and not knowing how to react to things, yeah, it just fucked my head up a lot. It really fucked my head up a lot. Oh, that was weird. Let's get back to it. It fucked my head up a lot. But I realized like, hey, I'm a big brother. Um, I mean, being mindful, I still have two younger brothers under me, but it was dope to have a. They were younger, so it was dope to have like I guess they weren't too much younger, but it was dope mainly to have a little sister. Because I'm such a protector. Um, but let's be mindful. 'Cause I know it's gonna be a lot of people that's like, oh, so he treated them different because so, and it's still my job. No, that wasn't the case. I still had an obligation and a duty to help these kids and with everything that I can do. 'Cause I wasn't the smartest in a bunch. But they weren't the only ones that would call me like brother and things like that. And like I loved all the kids. I got along with all the kids. I didn't treat nobody special. I didn't buy them things and not buy the other kids things. It just that'd be fucked up. Let's just be real. That'd be fucked up. But throughout that situation, I noticed that he stopped coming to pick the kids up because we are so basically we're not supposed to leave until all the kids got picked up. Me going to get my cell phone, and the rest of the teenagers that got paid, they gave us a little leeway on that because that was our first check. But we're not supposed to leave until all the kids get picked up, which I am cool with. Um, sorry you guys, hold on. Why is this doing this? Which I am cool with. Um, but yeah, we weren't supposed to leave. So I noticed that the kids wasn't getting picked up by him no more. And my mom, I did give him my number. No, he gave me his number because I was going to pick up my cell phone. Um, and at that age, I'm trying to be a rapper. You feel me? You feel me? Yo, traffic. No, let me stop. I was trying to be a rapper. You feel me? So he was saying he has all type of different connections and so on and so forth. So I was willing to, before that even came about, I was willing to give it a shot to see what type of individual he is because I don't know him. So, and that's my thought with any situation as far as like people and father figures or mommy figures or whatever the situation is. You don't know that individual. You only know what people told you about that individual. You don't know that person, so you can't judge that individual. That's why I wanted to give it a shot. It wasn't because I needed a dad. I wanted to give it a shot to see if everything was accurate that people told me. And because everybody can down talk somebody and not actually blame themselves for any of the mistakes that was made or caused within that relationship or anything. Um, So it's easy for people to say things like, yeah, this was a bad person and so on and so forth and blase, and go on and on and on and on when that's not the case. It's just a matter of that individual not being the bigger person and saying, hey, I made this mistake. I did this. I did that, which we are all guilty of. Don't get me wrong. We are all 1000% guilty of it. So I did try to get this dude a shot. I text him. I'm like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" He was saying, "You can come by the house. I'm a little bit busy." So I went by the house, and the story just get more deeper, and it's so rough, and it's just like, how the fuck did I even cope with what was going on? So when I went down to the house, I was in school with this girl, Miss West, Monique West. Um, a lot of my boys don't even know the shit. We just didn't even talk about the shit. Um, I went to middle school and then a high school with her, and we were always just dope. Like we were always just cool. Whenever we seen each other, we was like, "What's up?" It wasn't no hard feelings. Me being a growing boy, she had the cakes on her, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. It was just we were just always cool, and I went to the crib. I went to his house, and we were sitting outside chopping it up. And the kids came out. They was like, "Hey, brother, what's up? What's up?" They aren't knowing like how deep the serious. They don't know how deep this is yet. They they know that I'm their brother. but they don't know how deep of how big of a problem it is. And I wasn't gonna be the one to tell them. But I ended up being the one to tell them. But we're all talking, throwing a football with Kyrie, just throwing it, talking. Um, Diamond was showing me, I think it was some artwork she was doing, and long and behold, a truck pull up, and I'm sitting out there talking. I'm not giving it no never mind because like I'm talking to the fam, and Monique hop out the car, and I'm like, wait, why are you here? Like we were talking, I'm like, wait, like it just caught me off guard. I'm just like, why are you here? And she was like, why are you here? I was like, this is my family. These are my sister, my brothers, and this is my dad. She was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, no, like seriously, this is my family. I just found this out though, but this is my family. She was like, this is my family. So that's just a whole nother obstacle I gotta go through in my head, and me giving this a shot, and I'm just like, wait, what? Like, she's like, yeah, these are my cousins. I'm just like, what? Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around that. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, but we were cool. We didn't have like, cause it was no foul play, no nothing. Like, we were cool. We were always just friends. Um, when she got into an altercation and I happened to be around, I was always there for her, and vice versa. We were cool. It wasn't no problems, but it was just an awkward situation to keep being in because so many things are spiraling out of control. And I realized once that happened, I swept it under the rug. I didn't really attend to that at all. Actually, I let it go. I just let it go. I didn't say anything. Um, I just let it rock. I wasn't really. I don't know why I was quote unquote not tripping about it when I really was. It really did affect me. But I just wasn't tripping about it for some odd reason. But yeah, so that was going on. Um, I like it was nothing different when we went back to school. It was nothing different. The only difference was we hung out just a little bit more. We went to grab lunch. Nothing really different from our relationships. We would, I guess it was a little bit of difference, honestly. We would talk more. We would open up to each other a lot more. So I guess it was a difference, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But it wasn't nothing negative. Let's say that. It wasn't nothing negative whatsoever. Um, it was actually growth, a lot of growth in that relationship between me and Monique. But the situation with my pops, it went sour so fucking quick, and I couldn't figure out why. Like, he found out that I wanted to be a rapper, so I guess he pulled some strings to get somebody to be there. Once I visited, he was saying he was a producer and everything, so he pulled some strings, try and get somebody to be there, so I can rap in front of that individual. And as I'm practicing on my way down to his house, I'm practicing. He was a no show, and I get there. I'm talking to my grandma on that side of the family. She was like, "Yeah, I didn't even know." He left like early in the morning, and he texted me and told me to be there at like 12. And I'm just like, I called him a few times, no answer. Like I texted him a few times, didn't get nowhere. Um, I'm just like, well, shit, I tried, right? She was like, she pulled me aside. She was like, just give him a shot. Don't just give him a shot. Um, she, she was, she didn't want to see another family member disappear. Um, and she didn't tell me that. But she didn't want to see another member of the family disappear off how his reactions is pushing everybody away and how he act is pushing everybody away. And she was just saying like, I don't want to lose another family member. I don't. And just give him a shot. That's just give him a shot. That's all that I can ask for. That's all that I'm gonna say. Just give him a shot. So I tried to give him another shot. He called me like a week later. He was like, "Yo, I had to handle some business. Um, and this is where I'm gonna cut it off. Sorry, you guys. I gotta charge the phone. I'm coming right back, but I'm gonna cut it off right now. Fuck. I didn't think this was gonna hit me like this. Thank you for tuning in to Room 510. I'm your boy Jax. Like, subscribe. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna open up as much as possible to everybody. Y'all might see me get a little teary eye. Y'all might see me get like have a stopping moment. But just vibe with me. This is Room 510. I'm your boy Jax. Like, subscribe, follow. Let's get this going.